It's time for another edition of Inside Notre Dame Football, presented by TireRack.com. I'm your host, Tony Simeone, joined by the head coach, Brian Kelly. Coach, 34-6 over Navy, a great defensive performance, no touchdowns allowed. What impressed you most about the defense this week?
Their preparation. I mean, it was a difficult week. You only got a couple of days to really get this offense down, and our defense is challenged to do that. And I just love their focus, their attention to detail, and the want to. You know, you don't really sign up to go against the triple option. You want to go sack the quarterback. So I just love the way our guys went to work all week, and their preparation was outstanding.
You gave the game ball to Heines this week. You gave him one earlier this year for the way he helped the team prepare, but this week it seemed like because of his performance on the field. His career, he's amassed so many games. What stuck out from him, and what impresses you about Heines?
Well, to play in this game, you have to be selfless because certainly, playing against the triple option, there's a lot of cut blocks, there's tough work inside, and he's just a guy that doesn't mind it. He brings his lunch pail to work, and I think what separated him was his performance. He was in the backfield, was part of a safety. I don't know if you watched the clip, but he also knows the signal for safety. So just aggressive play and a true captain. He led all week in the preparation, and so very deserving of the game ball.
Coach, thanks. When we come back, we'll break down Notre Dame's 34-6 victory over Navy on Inside Notre Dame Football, presented by TireRack.com. Welcome back to Inside Notre Dame Football, presented by TireRack.com. It's now time for this week's game breakdown. Coach, offense went 3 and out early, but the defense, I thought, really set the tone for you on that first drive. Justin Adamalola with that great play where he broke through the line of scrimmage. What did you see from the defense on that first drive that really set the tone for you guys?
Well, I said this to a couple of our coaches. I said, I'll get a good sense the first couple of drives where we are with this team. And when you take away the fullback early on with your linebacker play and allow the ends and the safeties to run to the QB and pitch, you're in pretty good shape. And that's what I saw early on, that we were going to be able to take away the fullback and really rally to their skilled players on the perimeter. So good defense, fundamentally sound, and our ability to get off blocks on the perimeter meant that we were going to be in pretty good shape for this game.
Your first scoring drive came on the second drive of the second quarter, 11 plays, 74 yards. Jack Cohn hit a big pass down the sideline to Kevin Austin. What'd you see on that drive, on that play that got you guys going in the right direction?
Yeah, they gave us some pressure. We got to the one-on-one matchup, and again, we knew we had a size matchup there. It was just a matter of getting the football down the field so Kevin could make a play, and really good throw. Good job by Kevin keeping his feet in bounds and gave us the big chunk play that we needed.
It resulted in a field goal, so it was 3-3 defense, another great 3 and out, gets the ball back. This is when you started to bring Tyler Buckner in a little bit more. I want you to talk about, and we might see it in Irish Intel a little bit later, 3rd and 7 down around the goal line, that throw he made that set up the eventual touchdown.
Yeah, so we knew we were going to get pressure down there. They're a team that either plays zone or all-out pressure. We sent the back to the field to clear out the backside and gave us a nice window of an opportunity to throw the quick slant backside to Kevin. And Tyler did a nice job of getting the ball in there. Kevin, great catch, and gets us down inside the 2-yard line. And again, well executed. Needed to catch it and throw it because we didn't have enough blockers in that situation, but one that we had worked on all week.
So Kyron punched it in. It was 10-3 at that point. Your defense, again, gets another great stop. I'm just curious because Heines led the team in tackles with 10. You had J.D. Bertrand with 9. What did you see from the guys up front that enabled you to have so much success defensively?
Well, I think first and foremost that we were knocking them back. They weren't able to get up to the linebackers and knock us off. So anytime that you do that, where physically you're controlling the line of scrimmage and letting the linebackers get to the fullback, you're in for a pretty good day. And as I said earlier, I felt early on in the first couple of series when they weren't able to climb to the second level and get on our linebackers and affect the fullback, we were going to be in pretty good shape. And all of that is done with having really good defensive line play.
Got the ball back with 1:50, 1 timeout, and your offense went 5 plays, 90 yards. The big home run to Kevin Austin, 70 yards down the sideline. What'd you see on that specific play?
Yeah, so that was something that just took timing, and it was really about what we didn't do earlier, and that was use our eyes to influence the safety. They were in what we call a Tampa 2, which is 2 deep, and the safety on the backside hash, we needed to hold him with our eyes. So In that instance, Jack looked actually to the opposite hash, kept the safety tucked, and then came back to him, was able to fit it in up the sideline, and the rest 70 yards down the field for a touchdown.
Yeah, you mentioned that drive. It was 9 minutes or 9.5 minutes where they drove it down there, but you kept it at a 2-score game, so it kept that momentum. I want to ask you about a special teams play. I think specials have been great for you guys this year. Jay Bramblett's punt that got the ball down to the one that sets up the safety. How big was that punt?
It was huge, and actually we had a tackle for a loss, or I would have went for it on 4th down. It took us out of, from our analytics, a go situation, and just getting that ball down to the 1-yard line obviously sets us up where we're able to get a safety on the ensuing couple of plays. So an interesting play that it takes us out of the ability to go for it on 4th down, but one that works out really well.
I want to ask you then about the analytics. Do you have a card that you look at that decides what you'll do in a certain situation based on time, score, and what the down and distance is?
All that. Actually, it's not a card. It is a thick book that covers every circumstance, every situation, when to go for 2, when to kick it, time in game, whether you're up, whether you're down. And, each series we're in communication as to whether we're going for it on what down. Is it 4th down and 2, we go for it. If it's 4th and 3, and in that situation it was actually a 4th and 2 that I could go for it, but it ended up being a 4th and 3 or a 4th and 4, I think, and that required a punt.
I'd love a spare copy if you have one.
You got it. I got plenty of them in my office.
We've talked about him every week, but again, the touchdown was scored by Kyron Williams, another really impressive run. He continues to just seem to get better as the year goes along. What are you seeing from him as a leader and as a guy that's just delivering every week for you?
Well, I mean, it's just the physicality, but the patience, the escapability, makes people miss. He plays with an edge. He plays with a confidence, and I think that confidence kind of filters into everybody on the offensive side of the ball.
I was going to ask about that. Does it translate to Logan Diggs, who scored the last touchdown for you guys? 8 carries, 59 yards. He's really starting to come into his zone, and the way he scored, it seemed like maybe some of Kyron Williams is rubbing off on him.
Well, that's a good thing to rub off. I think it is infectious. I think, being in that room with him every day, I think the influences are positive, because Kyron works so hard in practice. So Logan sees that, sees the success that Kyron has, and can only help him on a day-to-day basis.
Coach, appreciate it. When we come back, we'll take an even closer look at this week's victory over Navy with this week's edition of Icon. This is Inside Notre Dame Football, presented by TireRack.com.
We stayed together. That sideline is ours. That's our home. That's where the brotherhood is. That's where we lift everybody up. And today, let's have a resounding day.
You have to do your job better than you've ever done it in any other game, because it is the ultimate do your job game. And at the end of the day, it is also the ultimate brotherhood game. Bring it up. Let's go. Come on. Sounds fun today. FTV, do what I do.
We're going to talk about setting the tone right here. Jason Admilola.
That's what I'm talking about, Jay. You're going to hear it out. Let's go.
Lavatai going to drop back to throw and get sacked by Heines. Pressure on again. And Lavatai is sacked, this time by Jordan Botello.
Let's go. Let's go. Maximize. Let's go. Let's go.
Buckner pulls it, chased by Diego Fago, and he got there for the first down. 3rd and 5 going for Mayer. Michael's got it for the first down.
Oh, my God. Can't stop.
First and goal, it is Williams inside, leading to the goal line and in for a Notre Dame touchdown.
Really nice job by this Notre Dame front, applying the pressure, really pushing back this offensive line.
Hey, y'all keep working. Let's go.
Irish trying to convert on 3rd and 7, and Cone fires to Austin, who's gone. Kevin Austin will take it the distance. Notre Dame touchdown.
Let's go. All that, boy. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go. Let's run it up. Run it up.
You've done a great job in the first half. It's a new game now. It starts a new game. Everybody locked in, playing together, trusting each other, doing their job, and play great defense. Let's go to work.
This defensive line is beginning to take over this game.
Lacey, Cross, and Heines. Every time the fullback's involved, one of those 3 are waiting to hit him. Our line option, ball free in the end zone. Safety. Kurt Heines was there, forcing the pressure. The Irish will get 2. What a day for Heines.
Feel that Notre Dame's picking up the tempo a little bit on offense.
Cone going to Mayer. First down, he'll scan and come back and check it down. Williams in the open field. The magic of Kyron Williams. Took nothing to a gain of 14 from the 20. Here is Williams bouncing to the outside, accelerating into the secondary, into the end zone. Williams, did he have possession over the goal line? Yes. Notre Dame touchdown, Kyron Williams. Cohen's running that way, throwing that way, and in the back of the end zone, Braden Lindsey's got the 2.
First off, did anybody see Chase's tackle on kickoff? That was pretty sweet to see.
You earned that play, bro. You earned that play all week, bro. Proud of you, man.
What you'll see for the next few minutes is what's at the root of this rivalry, the institutional respect that carries on through generations.
I don't know if you guys looked up at the scoreboard, but Navy did not score a touchdown today. On the defensive side of the ball, there were so many great performances, but one guy stands out, and he's got the game ball for the way he played, and that's Kurt Heines.
So Kyron, the offense has really come along as of late, specifically the running game. I just want to know from your vantage point, what's working for you guys so well right now?
You know, just being as an offense and being the offense that we are and knowing that we have a mission to accomplish every single week is what's leading us into what we're seeing now in the running game. Is we're getting better each and every week. There's something new that we have to work on each and every week, and we know that as an offense, we know that as a running back, as a quarterback, receivers, and the O-lineman, we know that we always have to do better in something, whether that's physicality, whether that's blocking downfield, whether that's running your man off the ball. No matter what it is, we just know that we get to have a mentality, a mindset each and every week, each and every game to come in and dominate the way we do.
You've had plenty of memorable runs throughout your career here, but I don't think anyone's more memorable than the 91-yarder against North Carolina a couple weeks back. I want you just to talk me through it. What was going through your mind when you ripped that one off?
Yeah, the 91-yarder against North Carolina, to me, it was really just feeling where the space at, where the green grass is at, but the original play call was inside zone to the right, and once I got the read step to my right, I was like, oh, there's nothing for me to go this way. So I was able to put my foot in the ground and cut back to a lot of green grass, and then it was one-on-one with me, the defender, and we talk about as running backs, like the first person never takes you down. So to me, it was getting past number 12 in any way possible, by any means necessary, is what we say as running backs, and that's when I use a stiff arm. And then once I seen green grass from there, I just told myself that there's no way you can get caught. You just got to go run as fast as you can. And I had great blocking downfield from Avery Davis and Michael Mayer, Kevin Austin. Everybody was down the field working so that I could be successful in that play, and it turns out we were.
I want you to go back, if you can, a few years before you came to Notre Dame. What attracted you to come to Notre Dame, and why'd you make the decision to play football here and go to school here?
Yeah, coming to Notre Dame, for me, it was really easy. You know, it was really from my past experience with school and football. My high school was a private high school that was good in football and had an educational aspect as well. So I knew Coach Reese. He recruited me from day one when I was a sophomore in high school. He was at my 7 a.m. workouts, being there, just watching me work out. So I knew Coach Reese always had my back, and you know, it just felt like home being up here. And the football aspect as well, you just can't beat it. It's Notre Dame. It's one of the most known programs in the world, and you know, just playing for the Irish on Saturdays, you just can't beat it.
We talked about how you guys have been developing as an offense throughout the year. I'm just curious, from your vantage point as a captain and a leader with 3 regular season games left, what's the biggest key for you guys to finish this season strong?
I feel like the biggest key for us is just keep being who we are and keep being consistent and keep improving each and every week. We don't want to have a week where, you know, like in UNC where we almost rushed for 250 yards total offense, and then we come back and we don't do the same thing. So we just do not want to have those drop-offs each week to week. So after coming off this big win of Navy, we just got to emphasize on what work really is and what it's meaning to us and why we have to do it. So this week of practice, we just got to be keen in on the details so that we can, you know, just keep elevating each and every week, and then come to the end of the season, wherever they put us at, you know, that's where we're just going to work from there.
Kyron, I appreciate the time. Thanks.
No problem. Thank you.
When we come back, we'll go inside the play with Irish Intel, presented by TireRack.com. It's now time for Irish Intel, presented by TireRack.com. Coach, this is the first touchdown of the game. It's actually not on this play, but this play sets it up. Tyler Buckner hits Kevin Austin. Just talk me through this on 3rd and 7.
Well, you can see we have 5 offensive linemen. The problem is they have 6 defensive players on the line of scrimmage. We cannot block them all. So we're going to send the back out, which is going to pull the middle backer out of there and open up this nice window for a quick slant to Kevin Austin. So knowing that we can't pick everybody up in this instance, we're going to get the ball out quickly. And in this instance here, Tyler Buckner knows that that window is going to be open for him, hits a quick slant, and obviously, gets us set up for a quick touchdown.
So does Tyler know that when the back runs out to the left, that's going to pull that linebacker? Does he know you're in man?
Yeah, we know that guy is responsible for him man-to-man, and you can see it actually pulls both the middle linebacker and the blitzer. So we actually, in this instance, made it such that we were able to pick up everybody and get a little bit more time. So as you can see, the offensive line fans to the right, picks all 3 up, and works out pretty good in our favor.
All right, Coach, this is your 2nd touchdown of the game. Jack Cohn to Kevin Austin for 70 yards. Just talk me through it.
Yeah, so they're in Tampa 2. You can see to the left you have a safety, in the middle, and then to the right, Jack's job here is to look right, to hold the backside safety as Kevin Austin works his way up. Look at his helmet is turned to the right, so he holds the backside safety. Once he does that, he comes back in and throws what we call a line drive level 1 ball, so the safety can't get off the hash. So this is all about game plan, game study, knowing that in 3rd down or 2-minute situations they're going to be in this particular coverage. But this is set up by Jack looking away and then coming right back off his 3rd step. When he hits his 3rd step right here, eyes away, resets, and throws a level 1 ball.
When we come back, we'll wrap up this week's episode of Inside Notre Dame Football, presented by TireRack.com. Welcome back to Inside Notre Dame Football, presented by TireRack.com. It's now time to wrap things up. Coach, this week, of course, against Navy is always a special week, and I think what sticks out to me every time is when you guys do both alma maters at the end of the game, win or lose, with them. What does that mean to you in this program?
Well, I just think it's the respect that we have for the academy, the tradition of the game, and look, where else do you go toe-to-toe, play such a physical game, and at the end of the game, you get a chance to go arm in arm with the opponent in the way we did. There's no trash talking. There's just a great mutual respect for each and every player and the universities and themselves. So that makes it special. It's even better when you win.
Next week, you got a big one again, in prime time, under the lights, going down to Virginia. What's the biggest key as you get prepared for the Cavaliers?
Well, the transition, right? We took a whole week off from, 7-on-7 and throwing the football around and our defensive structures and things of that nature. Now you got to turn that all back on. And so you really had a week off from that standpoint. And you got to go against the #1 offense in the country and the best quarterback in the country in terms of numbers and Armstrong. So it'll be a challenge this week. We're really going to have to get after it in terms of, the details against an outstanding offense and, get our guys prepared very well in a very short week.
Coach, as always, appreciate it. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Tony.
That does it for this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football, presented by TireRack.com.